Peace and love, peace and love. This is Yari, and this video is about all the current events right now. So, we just had that full moon in Scorpio. Pluto is retrograding in Capricorn. Mercury is retrograding in Gemini, and it's eventually about to go to Taurus. So, it's a whole lot going on right now, and I'm going to talk you through it. Okay, so first thing is still Taurus season, and with that full moon in Scorpio was exposing any insecurities we had under the throne. Taurus season is our love and our affection, and like I say, that aroma and everything that just makes everything smell good. So think about flowers and everything that has grown because it's the spring. So Taurus shows the wisdom and everything that you have accumulated over the year, and you really get to see your garden and how things have really produced in your life through Taurus season. A lot of people who put in the work also have the best looking crops, have the best looking garden, the best looking yard, and you can see where the sun has really favored them in a lot of areas in their life, whether it's financially, whether it's in health, and you see someone that is healed or better now if they were sick. People's relationships have been mended. People getting back on their feet if the last time you saw them or different times in their life you've seen them down. Taurus season really raises them back up and puts their crown back on. And I just think it's so fantastic that people get to experience that time in their life. And so Scorpio is a powerful time, and Scorpio is a time where you get to regenerate and really figure things out. But Scorpio is also the bottom of everything. So this is also where you take out your trash. And this is also where you do recycling. And so that full moon in Scorpio was helping you to recycle and helping you to transmute energy. All right. Where there has been pain and uncomfortable moments, this is that release, okay, for a lot of people. So that full moon walked a lot of people into their power. And it walked a lot of people into their strength. And a lot of people got to stand in their glory because of the past and things that they've lost, people they've lost in the past 5 to 6 months, and things that have taken place. They get to really know who they are amongst those things. However, that full moon for a lot of people was also a time where things were being exposed when it comes to where you're not done at and where you might be failing in the area. Whether this is your health, your finances, this is also your relationships and things going on with your reputation or business at work. So this retrograde comes in because over the weekend, specifically even Monday for that full moon, it was also showing you, okay, a preview of what this full moon was going to expose, and also a preview of what Pluto is going to be doing while it's retrograding. Because Pluto rules Scorpio, you have to consider the influence it had on it during that full moon. So this pullback that Pluto is doing, pulling people back into your life, circumstances, situations, and areas where you need to stabilize yourself, and areas where we need to find the floors to our life, and areas where we need to have a very strong core. And so Pluto is pulling us back, and it's showing us how to fight. It's also showing us how to dig, and it's showing us how to be put back together again. It's also exposing holes, areas, and weaknesses that we need to work on. And so this is why a lot of people don't always favor Scorpio, or a lot of people fear the planet Pluto because of the effects and what it does. But I always say that it's your strict teacher. It's the teacher that's going to come in your life and it's going to tear you a new one, but you're going to be different. You're going to bounce back better. They're going to show you your resilience, and they're going to break you down, but they're going to also build you back up. And Pluto is here to do that. And so wherever there's pain, or where there even feels depression, or you're near death, Scorpio is there to clean things out. And so Scorpio, I always say, is the undertaker. The undertaker, and it takes care of the body of a situation. So Scorpio is the sign that will come in and clean and take care of the remnants and things that are left over after the fire, after the war, after the surgery, after the death. They come in and they take care of everything. And I would even call them a vulture energy, but not in a negative, disrespectful way. As the same way that they circle around after something has died and they get lower, this is also what they do. They see things from afar away and they get up on it once it's deceased, once the situation is dead. And this is why they know what to do with the leftovers. So Scorpios are really good with taking what's left over and making the best out of something, making it a meal, making it money, or however. And that full moon in Scorpio is either showing you, and giving you an A for the efforts and things you put in order to become a better person, in order to change, and in order to transform your life. However, like I say, some people got an F. Some people exposed a lot of things that they needed to work on. And a lot of people had very uncomfortable moments with that full moon, whether it was talking about trust in someone, whether there was suspicious behavior that you had to get through, whether you had to work through, or even things were even revealed to you and you found out things that were hidden from you about someone else or circumstances and things that you're a part of. And so Scorpio is the secret, but Scorpio can also be the answer. So you have to decide for yourself if you're in higher or lower self when you are in Scorpio. The more insecurities you have, the less power you have when you're dealing with a Scorpio, because that energy can sniff you out and it can take you down. So you have to understand your weaknesses, but you also have to work on them. And when you don't know your weaknesses, just like being around a scorpion, you cannot know what type of danger you're in, okay? And so Scorpios can be a very paranoid sign. They can worry a lot if they don't have the power or control over a situation. And so this is why they secure themselves with wisdom. They move slow and they can be very cautious. Okay. And a lot of times a Scorpio will see you before you see them. So this goes back to a problem recognizing you way before you recognize that there's a problem. And this is why Scorpios also come back with a solution. They saw a problem before it happened. They have a solution before it happened. But all of this has to be in higher self. If not, this is why that manipulative, sneaky, creepy energy of Scorpio can come into things. So in the lower self, okay, and what a lot of Scorpios get a bad rap about, whether this is a Scorpio moon, your sun sign, or your ascendant, a lot of times you're going to be, I would say, looking like or being treated like a dark or bad person, or you might even get a bad rap for having sometimes certain aspects in your chart. And it goes back to, I would say, what else that is aspecting, or that also goes back to if you're in higher or lower self, about how Scorpio is moving through your life, or how any sign is moving through your life. Right now it's just talking about Scorpio. So for that full moon, wherever that type of energy was in your life, you were being met with it, which is why the sun and the moon came together to show you that and to expose that to you. If there were things that you already knew, you caught it already. Someone you already, felt was weird. Somebody you already was suspicious of. Something that you already kind of felt that you needed to find out anyway. Some people got that confirmation, and that's still alignment, even if it doesn't feel good. It's just aligning your spirit with what you needed to see. And so also for some people, it was a close, intimate time. Scorpio is also, like I say, that regeneration. It's the arousal. It's the excitement. It's the desire. So in higher self, this goes back to why they like to complete things. This is also why they like to spend time in the dark, because this is also when they like to consummate a marriage, the contract. Okay, Libra is the contract, but Scorpio is the consummation. Scorpio is what brings you closure and also seals that deal. Whether this is business or personal, anytime you're dealing with the Scorpio, they need that reassurance to know that this contract is intact. And so with that, wherever you weren't giving your word, or wherever you were allowing people to not give you your word, this is also why that full moon was uncomfortable for a lot of people. That full moon in Scorpio was testing your integrity. That full moon in Scorpio was testing your boundaries. That full moon in Scorpio is asking you, are your doors locked to your spirit? And some of us are so open, and so sometimes we can't figure out why people are always bothering us, things are always bothering us. And it's not even that all of us are empaths. We all have an empathic nature about us, but not everyone is a full-on empath. Sometimes we're just sensitive and unhealed, and we have to understand that so that we can move forward and we can understand what our power is and understand what our weakness is. And we like to dress our weaknesses up as power, all right? And that's ego. And so we have to be honest about that as well. But that full moon like I say, ties into that Pluto retrograde, because that Pluto retrograde was pulling back circumstances, people, or bringing things back into your life to see how you fight, to see how you stand up for yourself, to see if that gate is working and see if those locks are on when it comes to your life. And so that's what that test was about. If it was uncomfortable for anyone, it was a great time to bring things together and be closer, but you had to utilize your wisdom, your materials. It may have been a situation that cost you something. So some people may have had a loss, or some people had to lose something to gain something else with that full moon. Moving forward now, it's going to be disharmonious to that Mercury retrograde. Okay, so the Pluto retrograde and the Mercury retrograde are not necessarily getting along. So it's almost as if you've lost a tool to help you look for things, and you've also lost your tool to communicate, to talk, to get things done, to send your message out. And so especially Geminis, especially Scorpios, because those are their tools. So their tools have gone missing. And so their communication is not going to be the same, and the way that they operate is not going to be the same. Now, wherever you have it at in your chart is also going to affect you and your movements and the way that you do things. However, a retrograde is also and always simply a reset. You have to be reset. You have to cut the whole, thing off in order to cut it back on. And in order to be balanced, you have to recognize where there is imbalance. And so this is why you have to figure out why you're in balance, who you don't have in your life, what haven't you been doing, and what projects you need to pick back up so that you can get back to you and get back to where you need to be. And so let's just call this a tune-up of the spirit when we have retrogrades. It's just a tune up and getting you back, and so you can get back on the road and do what you need to do. So let's utilize this time and this energy positively, but also let's use it for us and not against us. It shouldn't be a scary thing when you are prepared and when you're already ready and when you are accountable. It's only scary when people don't want to face themselves, and it's only scary, I will say, when you don't want to do the work, when you lack character and morals, and when you don't want something different for yourself. But as soon as you want something different and you're tired of the things that are the same, this is when you'll put in the work. All right. And this is also when you get the respect. And that full moon in Scorpio, and also this Pluto in Capricorn, is talking about respect. It's talking about you doing well, and it's talking about your efforts and your ability to bounce back. So make sure that you're using that as your power, and don't use any of those vulnerabilities and your pain as a weakness. Turn that into something else, okay? Turn that into the recycling bin and turn that into something else into your life, okay? Peace and love, you guys, and reach out to me if you need a session. I'm still doing sessions for Taurus birthdays, and I will be getting into that for Gemini season for the next few days. It's about to be Gemini season, so I'll be getting into that soon. But peace and love, you guys, and enjoy your day.